What is up, guys? Surgical Ninja here, and I just wanted to talk about this new TCG coming out in a couple of days, actually, in 2026, July 30th, actually, called Palworld TCG. So, if you guys have been living under a rock, Palworld is actually this kind of alternate Pokemon style game, but like a little bit more mature, because you can kind of enslave, kill, and eat the Pokemon, which are called pals in this game, thus Palworld. And you could even like sell them into slavery and capture people and literally sell them to slavers called black marketeers. It is an absolutely insane game, and the actual official release of the video game also released in July a couple days ago, 2026. So it's crazy that they're also releasing their TCG to kind of just I don't know, ride the wave. And I really enjoyed the game. I'm like level 30 right now. It's super fun, and it's even when it was in beta, it was already a better Pokemon game than Pokemon. Anyway, but let's talk about the TCG. So this TCG, I'm gonna kind of review it and see if it's worth playing or not, and just kind of briefly go over the generic rules. The rules are pretty actually simple. They're not reinventing the wheel here, which is a good or a bad thing based on how you look at it. So the game has two decks. You have your like soul deck, which is like your mana or your resources, and then you have your separate just regular deck where your cards come from, your pals, equipment, structures, and all that. And I'll talk about those keywords later. So your soul deck, for me, I'm familiar with this from Force of Will, where there's a separate resource deck, and that's the only game I've played. Actually, Neuroscape does this too. Those are the only two games I've played that are like this, so this isn't that new to me. But one thing that's kind of unique to it is that the soul deck has only 10 cards in it, so eventually you will max out at 10 resources and you won't get any more. And in this game, you start at 10 life. So from 10 to 0, you lose, or if you get decked, if you cannot draw a card, you lose the game also. So you can get milled. Alright, so your soul deck, every turn you would draw 2 into your soul area, which is where your resources go in every single TCG almost, at the bottom of your play area. You really don't need a playmat for this. Pretty much your stuff goes in the playfield like every other game, like Magic the Gathering. Resources will be played below that. On the top left, like on screen you see here, is the cost to play the PAL. So that Cativa is 2, so you would tap or spend or rest, I guess the keyword is, 2 souls or resources to play that card. So yeah, pretty simple. Like I said, they're not reinventing the wheel here, but I do prefer this kind of gameplay compared to Pokemon. To me, Pokemon gameplay is very simple. They just really have the IP writing for it. But I will say the IP is kind of writing for this game too, right? Because they're not inventing anything new. On the screen it says base, that's just your play area. So yeah, so top left is the cost to play it. On the bottom of the card, that 200 for Cativa, that's kind of like the power toughness. It's combined. So when you attack another pal, you deal that into their power, and that is also like their life. So if like this Lamball here, if it attacks the Cativa, it'll kill it, but now it has 200 damage marked on it until end of turn. So you have until end of turn to take another 100 health from that Lamball to kill it. And then when you attack directly to an opponent's life, they take damage equal to the strike, which is that smaller number to the right of their power. So even though it says 200 power, the strike to the right of power is how much damage your opponent would take. And when you deal damage directly to the opponent, they pretty much mill cards equal to that into their graveyard. And then they lose a life. So it's 10 life, but it seems like it's low, but like I said, you're losing life equal to strike and not the power. So the gameplay is kind of a little slowed down in that regard. Also, when you attack their life, like I said, your opponent will mill a card. If the card milled has a keyword called Lucky on the top right. They actually negate any damage they would have taken, but they still lose that card. So that Jormuntide Ignis on the bottom right, it has that little kind of shiny thing on the top right. That's lucky. And usually these lucky cards are actually kind of good. So there's like a pro and a con. The pro is that if you were to mill that when you take damage, you don't take damage. But the con is that that's probably a card you wanted. So there's a pro and a con to that, which I like. There should always be like a give and take, right? Interrupt. So this keyword's just like a instant speed keyword, right? You play it in response, and this also just negates an attack. I believe both of the 4 starter decks, so there's 2 starter decks, and I think each is like a different color, right? But I believe in the deck list, they all have this ability to kind of negate an attack. So that's not like a color specific thing. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much the rules. Like, it's pretty simple. One kind of unique thing is called structures. So structures is like kind of building a base, like just like in the game. So right now you're gonna see that the player 2 just drew a furnace. They're gonna pay 1 to play the furnace onto their base, and there's a keyword there that says act. Assign 1 pal to draw 1 card. So assign is just like crew from Magic the Gathering. So you could kind of see the structures as like artifacts, right, from Magic the Gathering. But they also have life, so they could be attacked directly, but because it's a building, it won't deal damage back to you. So this land ball is going to assign itself, like just like in the video game, to the primitive furnace. So it's kind of like working at the furnace, and in turn, it's going to let you draw a card. So you pretty much, if for you Magic the Gathering players, you're using your land ball to crew 1. It's pretty much crew 1, draw 1, which is pretty damn good, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what that is. The gear are kind of like, I don't know, they're not really like equipment because they don't stay on the PAL. So you would play the single shot rifle, which is a gear, and then you pay the cost to just like buff a PAL for the turn, and then that's it. So the single shot rifle has 2 abilities. On deploy is like an entered the battlefield ability. Choose 1 PAL, deal 1,000 damage, which he does to kill that Fox Sparks. And then its second ability is to increase the power of a PAL for the turn, like I said. So pretty much you're gonna have to pay that cost every turn, because it does not stay. It's not sticky. It doesn't stay on the target, right? It's just like a buffer. I don't know how to explain it, which I actually don't like. That's the one thing I don't like about this game, is the gear does not stay on the pals, which doesn't make sense, because in the video game, when you give them a gear, they hold onto it, right? You give a rocket launcher to a pal, they're going to hold onto it, or a machine gun to a pal, they hold onto it. So that doesn't really make sense to me thematically. And I think if I don't know if they did that to kind of speed the game up, but if they wanted to kind of balance it, maybe make the gear cost more and then have an equip cost just like Magic. And it's up to, I'm not sure how you guys feel about it, but if you kill the pal equipped with the gear, I feel like it should stay on the board, and then you could equip it to a new pal. But at the moment, you don't equip the gear, it just stays on the field until it's removed, and then you just pay the cost to use its ability on the pal to buff its power. So yeah, that's all that is. And that's pretty much it. So the structures have their own life. You can attack the structures directly. Attacking pals is just like Lorcana or Cyberpunk TCG. When you rest a pal, where you tap it to turn it sideways to attack, you can in turn attack those. So you can only attack tapped or rested pals when they're turned sideways. When a pal is attacking, if you are untapped, like in Magic the Gathering, you can block the attacker. So there's a little mixture of different TCGs in this game, which I like. These are all things I like. Like I said, the only rule I don't like is the the equipment is not sticky. It does not stay on it. So here the Jormuntide was milled from damage, and you can see that lucky keyword, which means it negates the damage. But as you can see, the Jormuntide was pretty strong. So yeah, that is pretty much the gist of the rules. Now, what do I think about the actual game? I like I said, I actually really like the game. It's just familiar, but it's not reinventing anything new, so I could see why some people wouldn't like it. But for me personally, I really like it, and I'm actually going to be picking up 2 cases. So if you look on screen here, I actually picked mine up from Flipside Gaming, and I picked up 2 cases here at $4.90, pretty much $4.90 a case, and I picked up one of each of the trial decks. So the trial decks you can, oh, are they sold out? No. So the trial deck here, so we have the green-purple trial deck. Oh, sorry, there's 2 trial decks. So one's green-purple, and then one is blue-red. So they're $20 each. A little bit more pricey than a regular structure deck or starter deck, but there is a pack inside each of these. So if you value a pack at like $3 to $5, that kind of makes up that extra cost. And it kind of helps jumpstart you into building a collection, which I think starter decks should do anyway. So if you're wondering why I ordered from Flipside when there was a cheaper option, the cheaper option was actually Game Nerds. And Game Nerds had their cases. Let's see, where is it? Their cases were actually $4.40. So they're like about 40. Wait, let's see. What did I pay? $4.90. So these were $50 cheaper for the cases, and they were not out of stock when I was looking at it. Oh wait, are they back in stock? Oh, they are back in stock. Man, I screwed myself. So yeah, if you guys were interested in playing, Game Nerds has it back in stock, so you could totally oh no, sorry. So this is actually for set 2. So their set 1 should actually still be out of stock, I believe. Yeah. So Dawn of Pelagos, it is out of stock. So anyway, I picked mine up at Flipside Gaming. I picked up 2 cases and both starter decks. So I should be set. If you guys want to follow the channel, we'll be doing some box openings and hopefully some gameplay if I could convince some locals to play the game with me. But yeah, I absolutely love the game so far from what I see. I like that it's very kind of Pokemon-y, but Pokemon for like adults that have grown up. So on screen right now, I have like just some cards pulled up. The whole set has been revealed. I really like the cards. They've even though Nintendo, I don't know if you guys are up to date with the drama, but Nintendo did sue them and have not successfully sued them. But you could definitely see the inspiration here. That looks like an actual Pokemon. This actually looks like a Pokemon. Oh my god. Liline, Blessing of the Goddess. If it wants to load. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we'll just look at it from really small. Yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, I really like the art. So, one thing they could improve on, hopefully in future sets, I really want to see them kind of lean more into that mature, I don't know, theme maybe, and kind of like imagine if they had like an Ashnod's Altar. So Ashnod's Altar in Magic the Gathering is like for free. You can sacrifice a creature to gain resources. So what if you made an Ashnod's Altar, but kind of like a butcher's block? Because that's an actual mechanic in the game. You could get a butcher's knife and summon your pal and butcher it for food, and it dies, right? It obviously like pixelates the whole action, so you're not seeing it, but you obviously you know what's happening. So what if there's like an Ashnod's Altar type card, and you butcher it for resources or card draw, and then they add some kind of pal stealing card where you could take control of a pal for a turn. So you could like take control of your opponent's pal and then butcher it for resources. That would be hilarious and awesome, and also thematic for the game. So yeah, like I said, there's so many ways this game can lean into. If they lean into that more mature teen plus I don't know, aesthetic, I guess you could say, this has a leg up on Pokemon for sure, because this could be Pokemon for adults. Like, this is Pokemon for people who have grown up, right? So I think if they try to compete with Pokemon like leg for leg, they're gonna lose, right? You kind of have to have something that sets you apart. So the video game definitely has things that set you apart. Like I said earlier, there's all these crazy stuff you could do. You could kill your Pokemon, give them machine guns and rocket launchers, sell them into slavery. You could capture other tamers. It's an absolute insanity. So I really think they need to lean into that to capture more players, right? So anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. I really like the game so far. It's simplistic, but it's the first set, so that's just expected, right? Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this game is just a cash grab, or does it have legs to stand with, I don't know, mid-tier TCGs, right? So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and like and subscribe if you want to see box openings and gameplay in the future. Peace out.